The college football experience weekend bombs episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any football bet. Yes, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. When I say football, I think that's NFL and college football. So I don't believe that is CFL. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use the promo code CFBX on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app. Once again, promo code CFBX. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes. Play the underdog pick'em in college or NFL and win up to 20 times the amount you enter in one game. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use the promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, folks, this is Bud Foster. You're listening to SGPN. Let's let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience weekend bombs edition. Taking you to Bangladesh. We're going there. Yes.
The C block, baby.
C block is here. It is rolling along.
Yes.
We got a lot of action to talk about. And perhaps you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to, and that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Nobody knows nothing. Somebody knows. Double the price, but no one touches Dundee.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I didn't, I didn't make that clip. We got a lot to talk about. There's coaches complaining, coaches getting caught out. We got a lot of action Thursday, Friday, Saturday, college football action. We're going to talk all about it. We might have some juicy dogs, real juicy dogs. But look, this is the weekend bombs edition, which means gotta have fun. I will not call an episode weekend bombs without this gentleman right here. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. They call him the man in the box. And by the way, the Bottom Line Bombs podcast following this right here. So you want to check it out. You want to get over there, subscribe, all that good stuff. I give you CJ Sullivan. How you doing, brother?
Great, Dundee. That's right. Part of the C block. Great to get this thing going in there.
C block is thriving.
College experience, and then Bottom Line Bombs. It's your cheers. It's your night court back to back.
Oh yeah.
And the C block, the German, not just a
it's
German.
Baywatch back to back with Baywatch Nights.
Baywatch. That's right. After dark. And that's what bringing. Great to be a part of it. Though. Week 3, a lot of so many dogs here I love, and so many storylines, and just
storylines. Jay Norvell.
We just start right off.
Colorado State. In case you don't know, Jay Norvell, head football coach, Colorado State, played on the 86 Bears, not the 85 Bears. 86 Bears, played defensive back for old Buddy Ryan. Actually, I don't even think that was Buddy Ryan, because 86 he took the Eagles, right? Or was
he left right after the Super Bowl, right? To go to the Eagles, yeah, for sure.
So new blood came in there, and he played in the NFL for a little bit. Former Iowa safety back in the day. Colorado State obviously renewing their rivalry with Colorado. The Rocky Mountain Showdown dates back to 1893, and glad to have that back on the schedule.
Yes.
And so what essentially happened here?
So Norvell was always doing his radio show.
Yeah.
Some whatever bullshit bar in Colorado Springs they're doing out there. Fort Collins, right.
Yeah, definitely a bullshit bar in Fort Collins.
Goddamn shoot 'em ups at Fort Collins. And he went out and and talked shit about Prime. Our guy, Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Coming
at my boy.
Why not?
My boy. All right.
It's kind of amazing. Now people are just getting baited into it. They feel like they have to say something because this is what Prime does. And I kind of like when Norvell said, he goes, I don't care if Colorado hears it. I'm sick of hearing about them. He goes, they're going to hate me anyway, so fuck it. And he's right. Listen, they're going to make.
Yeah, they're true.
Deion's going to make something up anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well give him something real.
He gave him something real.
He sure did.
Because he's basically questioning the way he was raised. That's a shot at Mrs. Sanders.
It was all coded for sure. Yeah, he did. Hey, took a shot at the mom.
Yeah, and basically saying, look, when I talk to someone, I take my hat off and my glasses off,
right?
Because I was raised right, which is basically implying that Mrs. Sanders not raising Deion correctly. Even though I did see, shout out to one of the Colorado pages that popped up on my algorithm where it was. Norvell definitely after a game press conference wearing his hat talking to the media.
Yeah, of course.
He did have the sunglasses on.
Nice. Yeah. He must have been drunk at this bar. I mean, right? You're doing a mid show.
But I'll tell you this.
Some saloon. I loved it though.
I was on Colorado State plus 23. I will change my pick. I will lay the 23.
Because of this?
Oh,
I mean, no shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm on Colorado State here. First of all, I just like their team anyway.
Yeah.
I was up on them. Obviously they got rolled that first week, but that's to my
Wazoo's looking pretty damn good.
To my national champion Washington State.
I mean, Cam Ward.
I love him. But that team is just hilarious, dude. They got like a sumo wrestler on there. They got a guy who won an Arnold Schwarzenegger strength contest.
They have a Kick Dundee at punter.
They got a Kick Dundee.
Whose dad was a famous Aussie rules player.
Yes.
So he's telling me, and I interviewed him. He's like, dude, I love to hit. I want to hit people.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They got two guys from the same tribe in Sudan. Like, what the hell is going on out there?
I'm definitely fading the 23. Definitely fading.
I mean, Jesus.
They got Manu Ball starting at fucking wide receiver.
They got an openly gay lineman. That's like 12th down the list of like headline stories that come off this roster. That's how fucking crazy they are out there.
Dude, see, they used to play this in Denver for a while.
Yes.
And now this is
great rivalry.
I like them returning to on campus next year. It's in Fort Collins.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's in Boulder. But yeah, I'm changing my pick.
This one in Boulder?
This is in Boulder.
Well, I mean, it does make things different. It's at night, right?
Yeah.
Now, Colorado State's had a couple weeks to simmer over this, too.
They had a bye week. They had a bye week to sit there and study Prime.
Pretty odd. You get slaughtered, then a bye. Usually you want to do that.
Game up 50. Yeah. And
right.
Guess what? Clay Millen, son of Hugh Millen.
Yes.
Not starting. They're going with the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, that's bizarre. And they switched during the week, during this bye week, right?
They switched.
Yeah, it's a panic move.
Yeah, I'm laying the 23.
Yeah, I know. I just convinced myself. You're right. Who we kidding? I'm a believer. God damn it, Prime. I hope he's not listening to this. Prime keeps all the receipts.
Hey,
I'm sorry I even thought about taking a 23 against you.
If you listen to our picks episode, I definitely took Colorado State plus 23. But this is I did not know this bomb was going to drop.
This was a bomb. This was a drunken bomb by Norvell.
Oh man, so just the coaches are coming at everything. So
I didn't realize this was in Boulder. That does change things for me for some reason.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about our boy? By the way, voted TCE voted Mack Brown most likely college football coach to have ever been to Epstein Island. His comments regarding the NCAA. So look, Tez Walker, who I actually sympathize with here.
Yeah.
Because Tez never really played at North Carolina Central. So in 2020, he was at North Carolina Central. They did not have a football season because of COVID. He is from the state of North Carolina. He transfers, though, to Kent State, and Sean Lewis, the Colorado OC, was the guy behind the scenes grabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Sean Lewis leaves for Colorado, Tez says, I'm going to go back to my great state of North Carolina and play for Mack Brown, which I actually think I don't have a problem with any of this shit.
No.
Let him play. However, the country club, the country club president, Mack Brown. This is a guy that was lobbying for them to have harder guardrails on transfers.
That's what I hate about this story. Mack Brown is so insincere and not believable as a narrator for listen, yes, the kid got fucked. The NCAA is an easy villain. You know, that's just what they do. And so Mack Brown and Phil like, oh, that's for this kid. All he talked about is like, we need to control these kids. We need to control everything.
All my team transferred out.
Exactly.
You got to stop this madness.
Oh, wait, does it affect me? No, hold on. Let me, in that case, let me dox all the fucking addresses of these guys on the NCAA. People are like trying to kill these people. And then and his apology was amazing too. He's like, no, I get it. Listen, we're not for violence or murder. And you protect your guys just like we're protecting our guy. That's why we did it. He like doubled down on it. Like,
Mack is the ultimate politician. And
he really is.
The chat saying, wait, you don't have Bobby Petrino, aka Road Rash Face #1 for Epstein Island? No, it's still Mack Brown.
Right.
Think about it. Mack Brown was at the University of Texas and North Carolina, right? He was to be a successful head coach at Texas.
Yeah.
You have to be that country club guy that's just like listening to everybody and being like, just like a politician,
right? Just politician. You wear scotch for cologne, you know. Petrino doesn't mess with the Epstein
Petrino's
Island.
at the local dive.
Yeah, he's picking up some fucking goddamn some hussy that'll stab you with a broken ashtray. He's the original. If the bitch fell off, if you read this, the bitch fell off.
Petrino's like, if you're like at a dive and you happen to just open up the bathroom door and you see someone, perhaps going down on somebody like that. That's what I picture Bobby Petrino. You know what I mean?
That's a bomb down under.
All right, look, we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff, but obviously the portal, that sucks for Tez Walker.
It does. And I feel that Tez Walker, I mean, everyone knows that Tez Walker did get screwed out of NCAA, but a side story to this is the hypocrisy of Mack Brown how he's taking he's getting all these fucking people riled up and they're like, death threatening all these NCAA guys for him. It's ridiculous.
They have and I love it because the NCAA's got the new president. He's been there like 2 months.
Right.
It's like, what? You're gonna kill me?
That's a thankless job you're doing there.
Look, I want to tell you the college football experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. And you know who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them. Yes, the DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the National Football League. New customers can bet $5 on football, college or pro, and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Yes, get in on the NFL Week 2 action or college football Week 3 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use the promo code SGP to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. The crowd is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. State-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. We're also brought to you by the Game Time app. Yeah, buying tickets to your favorite event should be stressful. All right. Now, these Colorado State fans probably trying to get a ticket there. All of a sudden, they realize game day, big noon kickoff, McAfee. What the hell is going on in Boulder, Colorado?
Who knows what counterfeits they're getting from the Colorado constituents?
I mean,
those shysters trying to fool their friend, throwing their foes out. I mean,
this is one where you just, you thought you were going to be able to catch the Buffs. You're just like, I'll buy a ticket at the gate, honey. Don't worry. That's cooked.
Right.
That's cooked. Anyway, that's why you need Game Time, because Game Time would have had you supplied right there, right whenever you needed it a month ago, 2 days ago. Game Time app right there. It's the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all things sports, music, comedy, and theater that is near you. And with killer deals on last minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun that you'll be having at that very event. All right. And let me tell you about the Game Time guarantee, because that means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code CFBX for $20 off the first purchase. Once again, terms apply. Create that account, CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, we are back on the college football experience. I wanted to play a little game here.
Okay.
Because I'm going to give away a parlay later, a crazy parlay.
Ooh.
But I want to play a little game of us drafting. So double-digit dogs. There's been a common theme, I feel like, throughout the first 2 weeks. Whether it was Colorado, knocking off TCU as a 21-point dog.
Amazing.
The Rice Owls won as a 10-point dog a week ago. I think there was a couple others.
I love our Rice Owls.
Yeah, Rice Owls got it done.
Speaking of transfer portal, JT Daniels now in his ninth fucking school. Who's regulating this guy? Jesus.
Texas State was another double-digit dog.
Yes,
that
Texas State
28-point dog, won at Baylor.
Amazing.
I feel like there's a couple others that I'm forgetting, but anyway, it's been a common theme in college football for this season.
You definitely get this more in one college football is where you see these lines.
Yeah,
you
because everyone in the NFL is a 3-point spread.
You don't see anything in the NFL like this, but obviously it's also much more likely to happen something huge like this than it is in the NFL. Like a big upset.
You don't even get a preseason. NFL, you get the preseason, kind of dictate what you think there.
So you're saying, so what's this game? Double-digit dog.
Let's draft 4 each, 8 double-digit dogs, or the closest thing you can find.
Okay.
Like if it's 9, I'd say we give it a pass. 8, I'm going to say no.
All right. I was going to say on that note, this isn't part of the game or anything, but since we were just talking about Mack Brown, I do like Minnesota plus 7.5 this week. As bad as they looked, I think they're a good matchup. I think I was fooled that week 1 thinking North Carolina's defense. They don't have a fucking defense.
I took the points. So
I like Minnesota in this game.
Well, I over the summer I was like Minnesota's going to win it outright.
All right.
I'm a little more hesitant on the outright play
for sure.
Seeing that offense,
but they'll keep that within 7.5.
Yeah, I think they can keep within 7.5. But I'll let you start as a double-digit dog that you think is live that we should jump on. Sprinkle a little bit there.
There's a couple I like for sure. There's a lot that I like, all of them that are in the 20s and 30s, not for outright, but some do have a chance. All right, let me nominate my first one. We'll keep it within the scandal. I think this line is way too big. I'm definitely taking the points, but of course I'll sprinkle on the line. That's Sparty at home versus Washington. Now Washington's locked and loaded. We get it, Penix, but this is their first real road test. They've had a couple cakewalks, obviously, and
playing for coach.
They're playing for coach. They're playing for the old phone sexer. You know what I mean? Like they're playing.
They can identify.
Yes, he didn't ask for a 3-way call. I mean, come on, it was straight up. But I think this line's way overinflated because of that thing. They can rally around this. Teams do that. You see Northwestern wearing their us versus the world, Wildcat versus the world.
Yeah.
When there was them Shrek fucking each other. But these guys, and they're a solid team. And Muggy gets up there in East Lansing, and I like Michigan State a lot.
I'll say this: we were talking about this on the show last night, and we were shocked about every single person. It reminded me of the Steelers Niners last week.
Okay.
Where every person was taking. I was in Vegas. I was at the book. Everyone said, "Oh, Steelers are a lot."
Everyone was on Pittsburgh. Yep.
I'm shocked that it seems like everyone is on it, but I am shocked that the number didn't really move much.
This number, I thought people were on Washington earlier. Wasn't it like at 13 and it went up to 16? Or
I thought it was at maybe 14 to 16.
Yeah, 14. Now it's at 16 and a half.
Wouldn't it jump a little more because we didn't know Tucker was gonna.
Right. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but that's why I think
sure.
That's why I think Sparty might be the right side of this.
Oh, definitely think Sparty's the right side. Well, Washington will and especially the way Washington looks, they look so good. You would think the public would be on them because the public loves whoever the better team is if it's on the road, But in college, we all see in college how you can easily slip up on this. I think this line should be like 10 tops.
Yeah, I was thinking something more closer to that, but okay. Well, I ended up taking the points.
Yes,
I believe
definitely take the points. Definitely recommend that.
But that game's been interesting to me. I will take you.
Okay.
I will take you to where was this? I just had this pinpointed. I mean, do we need to talk about Northern Illinois?
Ooh, always. You need to talk about Northern Illinois. Anytime we're going, that's another double-digit dogs. I'm sure we missed a few Macks early on in the season. Right?
That's another one. Yeah, it's another one that beat BC as a double-digit dog. Northern Illinois won at Nebraska like within the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the Frost era. They're getting 10.5. Jeff Sims is questionable.
Is that 10.5?
10.5 I'm seeing right now.
Oh, that's why it went up to 10.5 because Sims is questionable.
Yeah.
If he started, it's a pick 'em.
So
I can't believe they're trotting him out there anymore.
yeah.
Like,
Well, and
he's a great athlete, no, but I mean, he makes just horrendous turn. He's Josh Allening it out there.
Absolutely horrible.
Just turning the ball over every which way.
So Northern Illinois beats BC as a double-digit dog week 1. They come back home, and little brother Southern Illinois, who is a very good FCS school. Shout out to our guy Stone Labanowitz.
Yes.
But Southern Illinois, which old Dundee was on, the Salukis, they beat Northern Illinois at Northern Illinois. Can Northern Illinois make it 2 Power 5s, but yet have a loss to an FCS? I think this could be a game.
Yeah.
I think this could be a game. Like if I'm Northern Illinois, no matter who Nebraska's starting at quarterback, you load the box, and don't forget Northern Illinois has Rocky Lombardi, who's like 74 years old. So they're gonna have the most experienced quarterback on the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me the 10.5. Sprinkle that money line.
I'm definitely sprinkle that
money line. So
I can see that.
10.5 point spread.
Nebraska coming off the Colorado game. They're still answering questions about Colorado and prayer circles and fucking, and just like what they said and what they whispered to each other. I know who I am. Jesus, Matt Rule. Like, what do you?
He said he's never done that ever in his life.
I know. Like, what's going on? Nebraska just takes Colorado's game just take your soul from you. Like, you have to just answer life questions. What is Prime doing out there?
Who do you got number 2? You got a juicy one that you think?
Yep, I'm gonna stick with that big. So a double-digit dog that should have happened week 1, but did not, and there's an 0-2 team that has not looked good. But I think they've been playing under who they are, and they're going to start rallying. And that's Illinois.
Oh, I love this play.
At home, getting 14.5 versus Penn State. I definitely think they're a live dog in this one. This is the first, obviously, road test for Penn State and their quarterback.
Drew Allar's never started on the road.
Never.
Yeah.
And, Illinois, yeah, of course they didn't look good last Friday versus Kansas, but that's an excusable loss. Everyone was on Kansas. Dion's coming back. He's
one of the best quarterbacks.
Lawrence was lit Friday night. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was an excusable loss. And I kind of like the way they fought in the second half and came back, and they're starting to get their own. And you're going to have a desperate 0-2 team that's supposed to do things, especially in that division, the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I like them a lot.
No, I think this is the correct side because we've never seen Drew Allar win on the road. Another thing is Beal was 1-0 against Penn State. The defense, you would think Jim Leonard, another week with those guys. Mm-hmm. Can they get them intact? Their defensive line causes one of the better defensive lines in college football. So that against a young and inexperienced quarterback, I definitely like the points here with the Illini. And I wish it would have been a night game. I feel like early noon is kind of
sleepy game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the big noon kickoff game. That's what Deion, sorry guys.
They're just going to open up Fox Studios in Boulder.
I know we told you we were going to take you to a dance, but a much hotter girl has come available. And she wears the sunglasses and hat indoors, and we love it.
I'm taking you to Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Ooh,
as some call it, welcome to the Rock. Tulane.
Yes.
We don't even know if Michael Pratt's playing. But let me get this straight. Tulane lost in New Orleans last year to Southern Miss. And Southern Miss, their head coach is a guy named Will Hall, who has been a longtime assistant for Willie Fritz, the Tulane head coach. So he knows how the bastard thinks. So you're telling me now they got to go into Hattiesburg with that Brett Favre blood money? You know what I mean? They're building.
Hey, but they have a hell of a women's volleyball set facility there, and they needed upgrading.
There's bodies under that gym. Yeah. There's bodies under that gym.
In Favre's defense, the women's volleyball facility needed upgrading. We all know that. I think everyone on food stamps could agree that we have to have priorities out here.
Oh man, they can't even afford the Wranglers. I think you gotta ride Southern Miss here as a live dog. They beat him a year ago. They run similar, like he's been in the system of his a while. That's how they beat him last year. It's like he knows what they're going to be doing, and the uncertainty of Michael Pratt. Hello,
huge.
Yeah,
and I think and I'm kind of an Ole Miss believer. And then the way Tulane battled with them, I mean, you know,
the backup
right
QB.
there with the backup QB,
a lot closer than the final score
for sure
indicated.
So, you know, and then obviously a letdown game for them coming on after that, you know. So
yeah,
I like your pick here.
Yeah. So getting down there at Hattiesburg. All right, you got pick number 3.
Yes,
for Old Sullivan.
Same area ish. Keeping a big game. We're going to go into Mississippi State.
Ooh, Stark Vegas.
Stark. Right now, yes, ring the bell. I mean, seriously though, I think people have been sleeping on him a little bit this year because of the Mike Leach. You know, Mike Leach gone, but the players are still there. The coordinators are still there.
If you know Leach's process too, he builds for like this was supposed to be the year,
right?
That they really turn it on. I know they won 9 games last year. But I'm saying like this, bringing back everybody. Now they did. I was surprised they brought in Kevin Barbay,
but he's a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
I think
it's
right. It is a
lot different than
it is for sure.
He is a very good offensive coordinator.
He's very good offensive coordinator, and I love their quarterback, Will Rogers. You know,
State Park,
Joaquin Marks, their running back, is town. I mean, that place
is great.
Is great.
That place is absolutely
that crowd.
Great.
People don't talk about that place is dirty.
That is the West Virginia of the SEC.
Yeah, we don't know if the lights are going to work.
Maybe Arkansas.
No, you're right. It is the West Virginia SEC. That's a good call.
Yeah,
I mean, it gets violent down there, but in football violence, fun violence.
Yeah, the violence we like.
Right. I'm not condoning not the violence that Mack Brown condones on his on NCAA officials. I'm talking about fun. You know, there's a little edge to it down there, for sure. And anytime I'm going to fade Brian Kelly. Like,
you want to get like, I mean. If you get crazy, if LSU drops this game, the Brian Kelly train in Baton Rouge is going to be the drama around that town is going to be insane. But
I mean, that defense. I know Florida State's one of the best teams in the country this year. Obviously, they had a lot more talent, but they ran slipshod over them, and they just quit, and it just looked awful. And I can see. So why wouldn't that happen again? Brian Kelly as a favorite. Here's a nice stat for you: 0-4 against the spread as a favorite, 3.5 to 10-point favorites. What I'm looking at 9.5. It's close to 10. You can probably push it around there. You know. I think Mississippi State is very live to win this game.
I mean that they have a legit home field advantage. One of the harder places, to go in and get a dub. But if you add in the question marks, LSU's secondary has been pretty shitty. They thought they were going to get a couple other players. Secondary is a big question mark, and then you have, to me, Jaden Daniels. Inconsistent throughout last season. We saw them against Florida State look much better in the first half than the second half. I'm intrigued. No,
that's it. I still think LSU's winning the division.
I have a ticket on them winning the West too.
Right.
But I was also expecting them to play a little better against Florida State.
So. I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I'm basing a lot off that. They better watch out this week.
Jonathan in the chat says, I know where Brian Kelly lives if he loses this game. That is go Tigers, right?
Well, send that out to Mack Brown. He'll tweet it out to everybody, and we'll get that situation. Don't harm his family.
I got another one here that I think is a solid option here. It's gonna get a little crazy, but Georgia Southern won at Nebraska last year, right?
You just took one of mine away. I'm fine. I love it.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you on this one for sure. I love this game.
They won at Nebraska last year. They got some receivers that can really play. They head into Madison, Wisconsin, where Wisconsin wasn't super impressive against Buffalo. And we thought, okay, maybe Buffalo will be all right this year. No, Buffalo lost to Fordham the next week. Right. So Wisconsin goes out to Pullman, never has the lead. And now you take on a Georgia Southern team that is pretty good. I mean, they were a bowl team a year ago. They got some guys. I'm getting 19.5. You want to talk about the Fickle era, perhaps hitting a major roadblock. Don't let the Eagles fly high in what do they call that stadium again? Camp Randall Stadium.
Camp Randall.
Yeah.
Right. I love this one.
I mean, I just think they're a little live. They're a little live. Now they could also lose by 30, but I just think they're a more talented team. The Sun Belt over the past 3 years have really shown up. We saw it with, JMU just beat Virginia last week, but last year Marshall went into Notre Dame and won. App State went into Texas A&M and won.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few others too. I think Texas State beat Baylor this year. So I mean, they're starting to have a reputation for, you don't want to schedule the Sun Belt. That should probably be a MAC or CUSA team because the Sun Belt's getting those SEC transfers, that are pretty damn good. That it's just good. A good culture down there. I think they're live. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think they're very live. We were early on them when they disappointed week one. Everyone's on them each one, but they are. I mean, they have a history of doing it. First of all, they're a good program.
Yeah,
and I mean, I have a ticket. It seems like everyone else in the world has a ticket on Wisconsin over 8 wins or 8.5 wins, but and I do not feel good about it anymore. And I even though I knew they were going to lose to Washington State, it wasn't even the Washington State game. It was the Buffalo game. And I knew it was going to take a while, and I still think they're in the process of getting this, this whole culture change of offense. You can't just.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think, I don't know how it's going to work out. I wasn't as in love with the Fickle hire as the world was.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Mordecai.
Yeah.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Seems like just a guy. Mordecai, just a guy.
Still a little better than Mertz probably, but I mean.
He's better than Mertz.
Yeah.
That's without a doubt. The fact that Mertz got even picked, I mean, I liked Florida too.
I just did a DFS episode this morning, folks. Go listen to that. But I did somehow draft Graham Mertz as my quarterback on Saturday.
I mean, I do like Florida. I do like Florida this week. I didn't put him in there. They didn't make the double digit level, but I do like Florida getting 7 or 6.5, whatever it is.
What do you got? You're number 4 now?
I think we are number 4. Now we're doing for live ones, right? That can win outright.
Live. Yeah.
Okay.
You got what?
Because we're gonna have our battle afterwards of one I don't think can win outright, but I will definitely take the points win.
Okay.
But all right, for my last one, then an outright. Here's one up your alley. I think you get behind this, and we're gonna go with the Monarchs.
Oh, they have been a pleasant surprise.
All right,
they have been a pleasant surprise. Look, they played Vatech week 1 in Lane. Look, I was on Vatech. I locked up Vatech. Okay. I had to really sweat that one. I took the fourth quarter. And then last week they beat the Louisiana Raging Cajuns on the road. I believe that was in
that was in Old Dominion.
Oh, was that Old Dominion? Still, it's a nice win.
It's still a great win. Beat Louisiana anytime.
Bringing in the Fordham transfer at quarterback. That's even funnier for Fordham beating Buffalo. Right. They did it without their third string quarterback from a year ago, and then their offensive coordinator left to go to ODU as well. So I will. Yeah, I mean, look, I could see it happening. Wake has got a tendency. Like last year, they played Liberty. It was a 1-point game. Liberty went for 2 in the win.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think
they're at home again. Rivalry. I mean, it's what are they getting? 14, 12, something like that. I can't.
I'm seeing 14.5 right now.
Oh, give me all of that. 14. Give me all of 14.5.
There you go. But, SB Ballard Stadium, baby.
Yes, SB Ballard. It's going to be
rocking.
It's going to be back and forth affair too. I mean, this is a game. This is like you said. Wake does play with their food when it comes to this kind of stuff, and they purposely schedule a weak non-conference schedule. They do because they're part of the whiny ass ACC. I like these like you said, they've been a surprise. I like these Monarchs. I think they're dangerous.
Yeah, they could be. I like it. Okay. I think. The money line play always, whenever you're playing Wake Forest, it's live.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I have one that I'll take you to, and it's tonight at the Liberty Bowl. Spreads come down a little bit though.
It has, which is good.
But it was, that's true.
You know what I mean? That means we're on the right side.
Yeah. So Navy and Brian Newberry's their new head coach. He brought in the Kennesaw State offense. So look, I know you can rattle off the stats. Memphis has won 4 straight against Navy. But that was Ken Niumatalolo's team, right? Navy returns, I think, 9 of 11 on the defensive side of the ball. They were a top 30 defense a year ago. The fact that Memphis is I know Memphis had success against them last year. They had over 400 yards of offense. But a lot of those key guys, starting tight ends now at Ole Miss, starting wideouts at South Carolina, they lost a lot of those key guys from a year ago. So then you add in the fact that Memphis is going to be prepping for a different style of offense. The Kennesaw option is different than the traditional Navy offense, which I think gives Navy the slight edge. I think they're live. I think Newberry's going to keep them. It's hard to tell about both these teams. Navy lost, got the shit pushed out, in Ireland. Notre Dame just pushed them around. Then they played Wagner, the vacuum company, And the Wagner's like one of the worst FCSs. Navy won 24-0. You could argue they should have won by more, whatever. But then you have Memphis, who's played Bethune-Cookman, and Arkansas State, who I think are two of the worst teams in all of. Bethune-Cookman's a bottom 5 FCS. Arkansas State's the worst FBS. So it's hard to get a gauge on how good Memphis is. I think Navy's live plus 400. I'm seeing right now. Ooh. Let's go Liberty Bowl tonight.
I'm with it.
Let's go.
Already got him at 14. I'll sprinkle more on a little money line. I'm not going to take him underneath the 14, but I love it. I love Navy tonight.
Yeah, let's go on that. Okay, so I want to ask you. So we have some pretty like underrated rivalry games this week. I know this week everyone's talking shit about week 3,
right?
But we have like Virginia and Maryland is an old ACC rivalry, happened Friday night.
Yep.
LSU Mississippi State, obviously historic rivalry. Even though LSU dominates that rivalry. There's a few others like Kansas State, Missouri used to be an original Big 7 rivalry. Colorado State. Backyard Brawl.
A lot of Big Brother, Little Brother. Well, Backyard Brawl is great.
Yeah.
But a lot of Big Brother, Little Brothers, like you're saying. Like Colorado
a lot
State,
of those. Even Tulane, Southern Miss has been a somewhat of a big time rivalry. ECU, App State. Even like your mid majors are battling in some rivalry games here that have been happening for a long time. Miami, Ohio, and Cincinnati have been a long time rivalry. It goes back to the early the early 1890s. I'm curious, and also the Rio Grande rivalry, New Mexico State and New Mexico. Which one is the man in the box looking forward to viewing the most?
The man in the box,
because you got a lot of angles here. You could say, okay, well, the Backyard Brawl is hatred at its finest.
Backyard Brawl is a prominent one I always loved. Went to school.
Tennessee, Florida is one.
Tennessee, Florida. Those are the prominent ones. But like, I like you said, I kind of like those under the radar ones.
And now you got the Norvell Deion thing. I mean, you
Norvell Deion. I'll be paying attention to all of them for sure.
Is there one or two that you just say, I got to watch this one? They're better than the other ones?
Well, that I don't know. But there's one I'm definitely watching because I'm going to be invested in it for sure. And that's one we disagreed with before the game. And that is Oklahoma, Tulsa.
Oklahoma heading. See, this is one of those.
Into Tulsa, baby.
H.A. Chapman Stadium.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones, though, that I say flag on the play.
Okay.
Because it's like Alabama going to South Florida. Very convenient. Nick Saban, who's played like 3 out of conference away games in like 30 years. Going to Raymond James Stadium. So if people don't know, South Florida's campus is like 45 minutes away from Raymond James Stadium. I did Tampa radio yesterday. They're counting on Alabama to have a sellout in South Florida, right? Like Alabama fans.
Yep.
So are you really at home? And I would ask the same question.
Well, Tulsa's different though. In Oklahoma,
Tulsa's enrollment's like 2,000 people. What do you mean?
But you know what they do? Tulsa was smart because they know they can't face Oklahoma themselves. So they're like bringing in some old Oklahoma State like throwaways, and they start bringing their fucking, they're troublemakers, and they start rallying, they start potting their lineup, and then so Oklahoma State, it's kind of like a faux, school for that. Just another shot to go at Oklahoma.
Fair, and I will say, I did some notes on this game yesterday. I am shocked at how many times Tulsa has won this, right?
I mean, you got to watch out for these Golden Hurricanes.
It is if
giving them 28.5 is outrageous. It's a slap in the face to the steers and the goddamn cattle auctions going on down there in Oklahoma. When I was down in Oklahoma doing shows, the comedy club there in OKC, great town, great shout out to people in Oklahoma. I was then. It was kind of mid-COVID,
Were in a casino or something? Where were you in?
There was a casino. It was a comedy club. I think it's called a Comedy Club of Oklahoma City Comedy Club. Whatever. Okay, but shout out, great club.
Yeah,
great people. My Uber driver driving around, he's pointing out things. So, hey, that casino's open. That casino auction, blah blah. That's open there. That place is great. I go, you guys have any like restrictions with COVID? Or anything? This is like kind of. It was not in the thick of it, but it was pretty around like. Anything closed? He just goes COVID. He goes, Oklahoma's rocking, man. And by rocking, he meant meth, but still, but he was right. Oklahoma's rocking. They're rip roaring.
I can attest to that too. I did spend a solid like 10 days in OKC/Tulsa.
Yes.
And Stillwater.
So give me 28.5. Oh, Tulsa's going to be rocking. They got their head coach is the old Oklahoma offensive coordinator.
That's true. Kevin Wilson. Yeah.
For 8 years. This means something.
He knows how the bastards think.
Goddamn right.
Where's my nugget here on this game?
They do start 3 quarterbacks. Not a great thing for Tulsa. They have a good. I mean, obviously, if Braylon Braxton was healthy,
that's my problem. Though. Yeah, when I watched them against, was it Arkansas Pine Bluff to open up the season? Now they poured it on late.
Mm-hmm.
They struggled a little bit too much for me. So look, this is where we differ on this. And I'll add into this. I think week 3 the Blue Bloods show up.
Okay.
And I am presenting to the great fans out there in the universe
on the C block,
that we do a blue blood parlay. We start. Alabama just lost. They're going to Tampa. You think it's an away game. The line sitting there at what? Last I saw
32.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. This is going to be 56-7. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. They're going to have the home crowd.
All right.
That is part A of the blue blood parlay.
Okay.
Part B. I think it's going to be a pro Sooner crowd in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
For sure.
Right. I think they're going to go into H.A. Chapman. So I think we lay the points. I think it's something like, give me a 55-14. 55-14
against that defense. Tulsa's got a nice little defense.
They do, but they're all transferred out. It's going to take some time.
Ben Kopetska, whatever the guy's director.
Now I'm taking you to Columbus, Ohio, because this line's at 29 because Ohio State's had struggles. They don't know who they are. They don't have the court. Now, the reality, Youngstown State is ran by Jim Tressel, right? Yeah. He's their AD. The past 3 times they've played Youngstown since the Tressel era, Youngstown's covered all 3 of those times. It is a sympathy play. They call off the dogs, and that fucks up the numbers for Vegas. So when I see Ohio State minus 29 against the Hilltoppers, load the fuck up. All of them are getting in the 50s. They're going to beat the piss out of the Hilltoppers. That is my 3rd leg. And you could talk me into a 4th leg if you really wanted to.
Okay.
So the Clemson Tigers are playing Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic only had like 180 yards offense against Ohio. Now they got to go to Death Valley. Clemson's laying 24.5. Give me a 45-14 final here.
Wow.
You parlay the Clemson leg is the toughest one to understand, but I feel like you throw it in there. Let's have some fun. Let's bet the hell out of it. What do you think about my blue blood parlay?
Well, I already told you what I know about.
I know you think about
your Oklahoma play.
What do you think about the other 3?
The Ohio State. I like your reasoning behind it. You're saying they're not going to have sympathy for Tressel anymore? Is he not?
No. They're not playing Youngstown this week. So that game was closer.
I got you.
Because Tressel's their fucking AD.
They were doing a little sweater vest sympathy for the old sweater vest
sympathy.
Yes. Okay. I like that. And explode. And they need a game like that too. To flex their muscle.
Yeah. This is going to be the one that happens.
Alabama. Yes, I agree with the home crowd and all that. I think that's a lot of points to give USF though. 32.
They're 1-11 last year.
I know. I just don't know what to do with this Alabama team. I mean, their quarterback just does not. Not that it's going to matter this week, but you're right.
I'll even it maybe you're like the man in the box here, and you say, Kobe, I don't know about that Tulsa Oklahoma game, even though I feel good about it. Dundee feels good about it, but you could always substitute Florida State laying 26 at Boston College.
Yeah, that I would rather do for sure. Okay. What do you think about now this is coming off a big one, kind of a letdown. This is a hold your nose special, as they say that, and that is Oregon Ducks at home versus a horrendous Hawaii squad.
That
I'll take the 35. Thank you very much. The Hawaii.
I think Hawaii can move the ball. I'm seeing 38 right now.
38. Yeah. Give me all of 38.5. Yes. Yeah. I'm seeing 38.5. I'm sorry.
I think
I think it opened up at 38.5. And because who in the right mind is going to take Hawaii? I am.
I think they have enough offense.
I see too. 38.5. All they got to do is put 14 up, 20.
The only thing that scares me a little bit is that place is a tough place that gets loud as fuck. But I think they could probably get 21 on the board.
Yeah, and they want to get the hell out of Hawaii. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they look terrible in Hawaii. The place is on fire. They get out of there in Oregon. This place looks nice. I can set up.
A lot of rain here.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Yeah, we could use some of this back home.
Team, bottle this shit up. No. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like,
but you want a blue blood. I wasn't helping you out there with that.
You could, I guess some people.
I don't like a lot. I like a lot of
you're
letdown
catering
ones.
to your organ. You doing a show in Portland next week? You're trying to call them a blue blood? I don't know. I'm just giving out my blue blood parlay.
Right, they're not a blue blood, but I'm looking at Notre Dame.
I actually took the chips.
I got the chips there too.
I took the
34.5.
Yeah, Birdie Manuel Jr.
Classic look ahead spot too.
Yeah,
obviously they got Ohio State next week, so
I took the points there.
I like the points there. I like the points with all these games.
Yeah, there's a lot that I like. Points wise, but let's talk about some of those other rivalries that I was talking about here.
Let's get that backyard brawl.
If let's talk about.
I don't not to steer
that.
the direction.
So I went to this game.
I love this.
I've been to this game in Morgantown.
What year was this? It was
I think it was 03. I think I did the math and it was 03.
03.
Right? So it was
not Major Harris.
Rich Rod. No, it was Rich Rod against, I want to say Wanstead, but it might have been Walt Harris.
Okay.
I don't really remember a lot.
Walt Harris, the rat.
I don't remember that much from this experience besides the fact that I there was a fight. Well, first off,
West Virginia, speaking of lit, I mean, that place is a zoo.
Oh, I saw about 34 fights in the parking lot.
Yeah,
right?
That's how they do
One
it.
Pitt fan truly, like he might not have any teeth anymore.
Yeah,
he got his ass whooped. I'm not talking about from the meth. All right. But so I'm in the stadium. I'm watching the game, and I guess there was a fight like 3 rows up, and the fine police officers or security of the good old Morgantown VA or Dub V. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Decided, you know what? I can't handle this. Let me pepper spray the shit out of everybody in this section.
So I got back to my Hardee's and finish that up.
Yeah, I got a strong dose of pepper spray to the face, which is
just a flyby, drive by.
Buddy, man. I mean, I was at my eyes were red for the next 12 hours. And,
that shit hurts.
Oh, dude, you imagine. Well, W won the game, so we're celebrating at some fucking bar. And you're just sitting there. Your eyes are completely fucking red.
Amos Zaraway had 3 touchdowns. You're going nuts.
Yeah, and the place was just bonkers. Patty C can attest to the fact that he got hit in the head with a tampon.
I'd rather get hit with a tampon than pepper spray. That's for sure. If I had to choose.
But this rivalry back now,
it's a great rivalry. They try to take it away from.
It should be the final game of the year. Though,
yeah, it's a weird timing for it. It's always the end of the year.
Because remember, that's what makes it great. When Wanstead, they were like 3-9, and they ruined their fucking season. They were about to go to the Natty, and that's part of what makes the rivalry.
It's great.
You play it on the. It's like why is the Iron Bowl great? Because Auburn can ruin Alabama's season every year on that game, and it's happened a bunch.
They were 19-point dogs in that game. West Virginia game.
Yeah, no, but this line has been moving around because I did the Big 12 Experience show where they highlighted this game as the game of the week. And we were calling that was on Tuesday night that I did it. We were calling it, I think, at Pitt -1.5. It is. I'm seeing it right now. Dub V -2.5.
That's crazy. The way that's moved for that,
especially over 0.
I know. The Florida cut through like that. What's in West Virginia? A lot of West Virginia. Maybe Moneyline Mac moved the line with his eat shit Pitt campaign. Yeah. But at +2.5, I mean, I think I'd have to take Pitt there. Just because of this is a backyard brawl, and it's literally what this game is. Yeah, a backyard brawl. I mean, people are just throwing bricks at each other, and
I'll batteries,
right.
Dude.
I'll take 2.5 in my pocket.
You know what? It makes me wonder a little bit with this type of movement. I think I might lean Pitt because here's the thing though. Last year, I really felt like Dub V should have won the game in Pittsburgh. I thought Dub V. JT Daniels throws a pick 6 with like 30 seconds left, but I felt like W was a better team. They didn't get the win. This year coming into it, I like Pittsburgh's roster a lot better than West Virginia's, but Jarkovic last week looked like fucking ass. 10 of 32. Yeah. 10 of 32.
Not good.
I thought he was reuniting with an offensive coordinator from BC. Was he going 10 for 30? Was he going 10 for 32 in BC?
I mean, I know. And Pitt over 6.5 wins is one of the biggest tickets I hold as far as
I have it too.
As far as my future goes.
But I'll tell you this: Dub V's offensive line is one of the better in the Big 12, right? And I do think they can have push, especially after watching Pitt's. Pitt's normally got an awesome defensive line. We can go back to the days of fucking Richard Dent or Sagut. No, I don't think it was Dent. It was Sean Gilbert and Saragusa. But Cincinnati was pushing them around last week, which makes me believe Dub V might be able to. But if I know Narduzzi, former linebacker, he's going to load the fucking box and make Garrett Green have to pass the ball. And I don't know if Garrett Green can successfully pass the ball. And Pitt always has DBs. So with the on the line movement, I kind of think you might got to lean Pitt now. I took Dub V on the show the other day because I was like, home dog. They haven't had this rivalry happen in Morgantown in over a decade.
The disrespect there, I was right. I was ready to go with West Virginia, but like I said, if this is a +2.5, that's a to me that's a 3.5 point swing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's wild. That's wild. I'll stick to my guns and say Dub V just because of the home environment, but I am very weary of this game now. Love to see this game. It's
tough. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great watch, and I will watch it. Coin flip for sure. That's why I'll take the 2.5 points. Give me Pitt in this game.
Let me ask you about one of my favorite fan base outings this week.
Mm-hmm.
BYU is heading into Fayetteville. I want a people watch.
This is a great contrast.
I want a people watch. So BYU fans travel too. Like they can. Play, they can play Boston College,
and they make their presence known. They're judging you. They're they're wearing sheet. Who knows? They're ridiculous.
So
they're
you're gonna have Arkansas fans who have never been sober a day in their fucking life.
They're eating, they're pre-eating, they're drinking, they're slanging,
and then
you're banging in Little Rock.
You're gonna have BYU fans tailgating with fucking Capri Suns. You know what I mean? And this is just awesome. This is great for the sport.
I do too. I like the contrast. I like what you're getting at with this.
Arkansas is laying 8.
Yeah, it's
now there is no Rocket Sanders, who's a very fucking good running back. Arkansas's Rocket Sanders not playing. That's a little scary. But BYU, you think Keaton Slovis is going to be able to walk into Sam Pulled Pork Pittman's fucking house and move that rock around? Man, but 8 is a big number, man. I feel like BYU might be able to keep it within a touchdown.
Yeah.
Especially with Arkansas's potentially best player, the KJ Jefferson or Rocket Sanders, one of the two. Arkansas's laying 8. What are you doing
and
here,
it's
buddy?
Come down a bit, right? Wasn't it 9.5 earlier in the week or something like that?
Well, I think the news that Sanders isn't playing is why it's
9.5, 8 doesn't change much for me. I like BYU here. I like them. I mean, just because I think they'll keep within striking distance. This SEC is just not the way they're getting SEC numbers.
Yeah.
This is not the same conference.
I'm gonna take a shot on it too. One of my favorite plays of the day, and I'm curious your take on this.
Mm-hmm.
So Houston's got their first ever Big 12 game.
Yep.
Power first ever P5 game. Remember Houston played in the national championship in the 70s.
Great.
And then after that, they just had, they went through a dark period, and then the SWAC left them. They said, fuck you, or the SWAC broke up, and, they didn't get that invite. Much like what's happening with Washington State and Oregon State.
Right.
Well, TCU and Houston, TCU, they used to be in the SWAC together a long, long time ago. TCU's laying 7.5, and I can't, to me,
old SWAC buddies.
I think Houston's live, man. I think TCU lost too much. I think Houston, the fact it's the first ever Big 12 game, and I actually think
Houston, is this at night?
Yeah. And people think people think like it's such a bad loss by Houston to lose to Rice. I think Rice is going to be a bowl team.
No, that's not a bad loss at all.
Yeah. So I think Houston takes down the Horned Frogs.
Rice gave Texas a better game than Alabama did, for God's sakes. Rice, Rice is one of our lookout teams this year. I like Houston, I like Dana there at night. I can see this. And TCU, they lost a ton. I mean, obviously everyone wants that Colorado game. I mean, they still can put up points, obviously, but you're right. That place is going to be lit, and you're going to give me 7.5. That's a nice live dog. I like that. I love that one.
I think they can get it done. Mm-hmm. Speaking of get it done, I want to tell you that we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay into any parlay idea into the Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down, leg by leg on your parlay, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. You can sort all players by hit rate. You can learn which players are hot and which ones are not, essentially. So stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app now or visit hofbets.com and use the promo code SGPN for 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. You can win up to 20 times the amount of money you enter in a single game by going 5 for 5 on their stat projections. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money, people. And look, I actually loaded up one. Let me know what you think of this.
Okay.
Graham Mertz over. I know it's bold. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns in the swamp against Tennessee on Saturday.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not the big
Tennessee's defense wasn't great last year.
No. And and that speaking of women, that didn't hit the requirement of Florida is definitely a live dog in that game.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. Here.
But no, I like it. Over 1.5. You said
over 1.5.
Yeah, Tennessee's defense that tracked me. Why not?
Bo Nix over. So you got to parlay the stats over Underdog Fantasy. Over 2.5 passing touchdowns when the Rainbow Warriors. That's hit.
That's done by halftime.
Yeah. And then look. I host the FCS College Football Experience. Last year in the FCS, there's a wide receiver named Xavier Gilroy for Idaho State that was a fucking stud. He is now at Arizona State, and he's pretty damn good. He's actually probably their top wideout. Arizona State's playing Fresno. Jaden Rashada is the new quarterback at Arizona State, and I actually think I do like Fresno to win this one, but I think it's going to be a lot of offense. Xavier Gilroy over 50.5 yards receiving. Look at this. You parlay this. Look, I put in some money. You can make a lot of cashola over at Underdog Fantasy. So that's what I loaded up. Feel free to steal my lineup, but I think, regardless, if you do sign up, that's what's great about Underdog Fantasy is that they have this stuff. And how about the Tua thing they're offering? You see that?
I did see that.
Over, what is it? All you have to do is make a pickup selection.
Just put him in there.
Yeah.
Just pick his over under. Doesn't even matter if it wins.
277.5 yards for Tua. Now, obviously, he lit up the Chargers. Who's he got this week?
New England.
Yeah.
At night.
Yeah.
But he's got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's going to get 277 on his own.
This is a great offer that they're doing. Look, and Underdog's going to select 10 random winners to give out $10K to each.
$10,000 each. Just put 2 in there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter if it hits.
Yeah.
Which is a great way, which I think is actually a reaction to they give out those like free square ones, the kind of thing. Like I did that with Aaron Rodgers the other night. I played my first ever underdog. All he has to do is throw for 1 yard over a half. Okay, all right, no problem.
How's that go?
Can't wait to ship this. I woke up. He lost. What?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. So look, watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little extra cash over at Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, we're back. And look, I wanted to talk about that Tennessee-Florida game because did you know the Vols have only won in Gainesville twice since 1971? Now, this line has come down a little bit. This was, 7.5, 7?
Yeah. It's right around, was it 6.5 now?
Yeah, 6.5. And I did just get text some news. Wait.
I mean, I rarely buy points, especially in college football, but I don't mind buying the hook here to get to 7.
I thought I got a text about Montrell Johnson. Maybe I didn't. Either way.
Who's texting you, Montrell Johnson?
I thought it while I was recording, someone was alerting me that Montrell Johnson is a game time decision, but either way, they have ETN, the brother of,
Not worried about that.
So I think the run game will still work.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're alive in the swamp. I think Napier needs this game. I think they're in the more desperate spot.
Yep.
And Tennessee also didn't really set the world on fire against Austin Peay last week. So you like this play essentially?
Yeah, I'm just not a Joe Milton believer either. By the way, for Tennessee, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying he's terrible and he's not Hooker, obviously, but I think he's such a different. They act like he's just going to step in and do the same thing, and you can tell right away he's just he questions his decisions and it's just not.
That was a beautiful deep ball though.
Well, he does throw a beautiful deep ball. He's got all the skills to do it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't come together, and it's just not the same offense.
Okay, couple other games I want to ask you. First off, I think Utah State is live in Colorado Springs against Air Force.
Yes.
I don't know what side are you on this.
I'm always with a live dog. Come on,
let's go. Now I know me and you had talked on Monday's Bombs Down Under episode that UTSA. Did you hear the news about Frank Captain Harris?
No,
he's in a boot. He's not playing. I don't think. So we're working
already locked that in.
I still kind of like
early
it.
week.
I still kind of like it.
I unloaded.
What number did you get it at?
I had 9, I believe.
Okay, I still kind of like it.
Yeah.
I still kind of like it, but I don't think Captain Harris is going to be starting. Something to consider.
Something to consider.
One
See
of
if
the
your
best
book
players.
will give you a rebate.
Yeah, one of the best players.
The most experienced quarterback, maybe. Like, it's definitely the conference.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a killer. I still like them too, though. You're right.
I still like UTSA to get it
They
done.
bring back a lot. What is that number at now? Did it come down?
I saw 8.5.
I mean, if he's in a
8.5,
boot, for Christ's sakes.
Well, it started at 10. I
They
believe.
started at 10.
Yeah.
So I got a 9. I locked it in because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to get to 10.
So you might be all right. Might be
Yeah,
all right.
I'm gonna have to be.
Let me ask you about the Wahoos of Virginia heading up to College Park. Maryland's laying 14.5. Virginia's going back. So their starting quarterback missed last week, Tony Muskett. He's coming back. He's starting this game. Old ACC foes.
Yeah.
See, if it's a flat 14, I actually lean Maryland, but the half, you get the half.
If it's 14.5, I'll take Virginia.
Yeah.
As bad as Virginia is,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not laying. I'm not having Maryland to win by 3 scores against anybody.
Yeah, that's tough.
You
That's
know.
very tough. And then I got to ask you about East Carolina catching 8.5 or 9 in Boone against App State.
You already know how I feel about this. We
'Cause
talked about this on Monday. First of all, App State's got the come down game from their. They just had their Hilltopper Mountaineer hooking up in the Appalachian, right?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Bowl game up there against the federal government in North Carolina. Now they're gonna come out. Now to come down to Washington, North Carolina. I mean, coming out getting those what are those hot dogs that cost like 50 cents down there in East Carolina?
Don't they take the peanuts and they deep fry them?
They do all kinds of bullshit out there. There's some weird people out there. They're so fucking they're literally hill people. God bless them. God and everyone in that beautiful state of North Carolina.
I got a Carolina barbecue special parlay. All right. Take the East Carolina Pirates and the points.
Okay.
Parlay that with Biff motherfucking Poggi.
Woo.
Getting 7.5 at home. You don't just walk into Biff Poggi's house and push him around. They're hosting Georgia State.
Why do they keep disrespecting
They're
him?
hosting Georgia State, baby.
All right.
All right. Look, I think that's pretty much there's Syracuse and Purdue is a strangely like appealing game on this slate because Syracuse looks really good. You got to lean there. Syracuse laying 2.5.
I hate Syracuse games.
Yeah. They're terrible.
I just hate them.
I like
something. So you bet on if you're a bet on a Syracuse game and you watch, something gross is going to happen in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're fumbling the goal line, some ridiculous reverse touch. Yeah.
Look, UTEP, Arizona, lay the 18 with Arizona. I think Arizona's actually decent. I was impressed by them in Starkville.
Really?
UTEP looks like ass. I think that team might have quit on Dana Dimmel. Lay the 18 in the desert against the Miners, and
we're on opposite sides there. I'm taking the points.
You're on the Miners.
I'm taking the points there.
What about the likes of we talked Minnesota? Oh, let me ask you about this one. South Carolina's getting 27.5.
Yep. Another one. Give me the points. And then listen, and South Carolina looks terrible.
Yeah.
no way around that. And this is Georgia's first, and this shows how bad Georgia's schedule is. Where they're actually excited for this game, where they're like, well, at least it'll be something they're going up against, like some kind of restraint.
They have the same amount of scholarship numbers as us.
I just don't think Georgia's this year's going to be one of those like round up 49, 52 point games like that. They're going to need like a pick six. They need some kind of just athleticism play to happen in order to win by 4 or 5 scores.
I took the points too.
Yeah, I'll take the points. And it's a tough one to take the points with for sure. Yeah. Rattler looks awful again.
Yeah. And that offensive line for South Carolina against what I know the strength of Georgia's team is the defensive line.
And that's what makes me even scarier now, because I'm thinking that opening game in North Carolina, where I'm like, wow, North Carolina's got a defense. They're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Because they never have a defense. With that offense that they got there, then you realize then they play Appalachian State. Oh, they don't. South Carolina. It's just that bad. And their O-line which is not a good component to have when you're playing Georgia for sure, to have a bad offensive line.
Two more questions.
That said, I'll take the 27.
Yeah, take the 27.5. I want to talk. So Washington State's getting Northern Colorado. I want to talk about the two teams disrespected by they're in the two remaining Pac-2
The
members.
Pac-2.
So we know Wazoo's gonna there's a gigantic number against Northern Colorado. FCS lay it, but San Diego State, the Aztecs are going into Corvallis. Oregon State's laying 24.5. I think we should lay the points with 24.5. I think Oregon State's going to put it on the Aztecs.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw that number, I'm like, wow, that's a high number for San Diego State to be getting. And I get what they look like. And, but for Oregon State, who has got a great defense, I just still think that's a tad too high. What's that? 25 now? Yeah.
My problem is the San Diego State's transition to the, it is, but, transition to the air raid.
Sure.
Has them lost. They have no identity. And that's why I was on UCLA against the Aztecs.
Yep.
I think Oregon State, this might be something like 45-10.
Yeah. I'll take San Diego State.
All right. And final question. I know you're a Jersey guy.
When I think it's gonna be a low scoring game anyway, obviously.
Yeah.
So when you have a total, what's the total? Like 45 or something in this game,
Total is 48.
40. All right.
Yeah.
48. That's still
48.5 actually.
In college, it's still pretty low. Yeah. And you're going to give me 25 points, and you only got to score once or twice, basically, and you're in cover city.
Yeah, I don't know that they can score twice.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
But I'll risk it with that.
Last question. I know you're a Jersey guy, so you means everyone. Look, whenever I go to New Jersey, everyone can't. You can't walk into a restaurant without people talking Rutgers football, and the rivalry's back. This is an old Big East rivalry that dates back to I think late 1918 or 1919. Virginia Tech Rutgers in Piscataway. Are you telling me the Golden Guido, Greg Schiano, is going to go 3-0?
At Hathaway's Diner. I mean, they're
laying 6.5.
They're laying 6.5. That's too much. Right, what, Ray Lucas back there?
The total, by the way, the total's at a whopping 37.
Oh my God! Now that I like the over. I do like the over at 37 because they're going to taunt you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're going Marco Battaglia there, over there. I'm
going to lay it.
You're going to lay 7?
You got to feel it. Give me a.
I tell you what, if you like the over, you got to like Rutgers. If you like the under, you got to like Vatek. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
So I'm going to go Rutgers 24.
Yeah.
Vatek 16.
Ooh,
over cash.
That'll get it done.
Yeah.
That'll get it done. I like it 24-20. So I'll go right off your back.
You got Rutgers winning or the Hokies?
I got Rutgers winning it. Yeah. Vatek covering and the over hit it.
Okay. All right. Look, that's the important question all the listeners wanted to know, folks. That's our show. This is the weekend bombs every Thursday.
Pretty good.
Subscribe to the College Football Experience. Remember, this is part of the C Block, and we got the Bottom Line Bomb Show coming right up. Follow CJ Sullivan. Well, first, subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube so you can watch this right now.
Watch it, subscribe to it, review it.
Also, go over to X and give him a follow at CJ Sullivan _. I'll even throw it up on the screen. I got graphics made and everything.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this. Boom. Right there. Give that a follow. and give the College Football Experience a follow at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD. I'll be back tonight. FCS College Football Experience going live at 5 with Week 3 preview and picks. I know a lot of people think there's the Week 3 FBS slate was weak, but let me tell you, the FCS slate was pretty damn fire this week. So excited to talk about those games, those matchups. Check us out. Remember that all of our podcasts, College Football Experience, this is the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Basketball Experience, the College Baseball Experience, now the Big 12 Experience, all separate feeds. So go subscribe to those. Go over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also, check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as they break down every single NFL game. Obviously, we got an NFL game tonight as well. So go listen to, they already broke that down, I believe, last night. So go check out that and get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN Friday night. Friday night on VSiN. Look, folks, you might be wondering what's VSiN. VSIN, right? If you have YouTube TV, which I know you do because you got the fucking NFL package, that means you also have VSiN. Sports Gambling Podcast going live from Las Vegas VSiN Studios in the Circa at 8:00 p.m. Pacific time. So check it out. All right. Come talk college football with us in the Discord or whatever football with us in the Discord. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And until later tonight, this is the college football experience. Weekend Bombs edition. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.